In this video, let us understand what is Spring Initializing Bean. What is this and how to use it in our application. Spring provides two ways to perform some task just after a bean is constructed or just before a bean is destroyed. In this video, I will discuss the ways provided by Spring to perform a task just after a bean is constructed. Such method is called initialization method, and the requirement of initialization method is we can validate the properties or we can perform some initialization task. These are the requirements of such methods. So let us understand what is the initializing bean and what are the alternative of initializing bean. The initializing bean is an interface containing afterProperties method. It means initializing bean is used to create an initialization method in a bean. So what we have to do is our bean has to implement initializing bean interface and override its afterPropertiesSet method, and inside this method we perform the task like validating the properties values or initializing any task. A bean can use it to perform a task required after the bean properties are set. The BeanFactory invokes afterProperties method once the bean properties are initialized. The initializing bean can be used to validate our properties value or to initialize any task. The alternative of initializing bean is post construct annotation. It means inside the bean create a method and annotate with post construct that will work as a initialization method. One more thing, if we are using XML configuration approach, so in the bean use init-method attribute like this. Suppose this is our bean, and then use attribute init-method and create any method inside your bean class and specify here. In my case, inside book class there is a method named as init-book, and if we specify this method with init-method attribute, then this method will work as a initialization method. So now let's see how will I use initializing bean interface in our application. Very simple. Suppose I have a class book, then just implement initializing bean interface and override its afterPropertiesSet method and perform the task whatever you want. Okay, and it's XML. I have XML configuration, so I'm just creating its bean. Now, whenever the Spring container is started, when our application starts, bean is created because we have configured it in XML configuration. So this bean will be created. The book bean will be created, and its afterPropertiesSet method will be called by itself. Look, I'm just starting the application and I'm not calling that bean. So when this application starts, all the beans configured in XML configuration will be initialized, and in that case our afterPropertiesSet method will be called. So let's test it. What I am doing here, I have a property as a book name and assigning the value xyz book. So the book name is here. So the property has been set, and after the properties had been set, only then after properties set method will be called. So we will get here xyz book. The value of this property will be printed here. This is because after properties set method is called only after the properties of the bean has been set. Where it is being set, I have configured here. So now test it. We can see that the code inside after properties set is running, and we got the value of book name. In this way, we can create our initialization method using initializing bean interface. Okay, thank you.